cat. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I'm your host, Stan Rutan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. Kind of excited about this show. I've got 3 wines here that are really good prices and scored or got very good press recently in The Spectator and The Wine Enthusiast. So, you know, I'm very excited to try these. Some of them I know about. I mean, I certainly have had them in the past. So I'm kind of excited to try these wines. I have a little wine in my glass. Had to make sure they weren't corked. So, let's see. I know I haven't put out a lot of videos lately. It's been a tough year for me. 2017, a lot happened in my life. And now things are starting to mellow out a little bit. I'm going off to England here in a couple of weeks. Spend 3 weeks over. Go up to Champagne, France. I should have a lot to blog about there. Working on my top 40 under $20 wine article. Almost done with that. That should be out here soon. I'd like to get that out just before Christmas. And then right after Christmas, before New Year's, I like to publish my Winery of the Year. So I'm working on those things. And excited about my Winery of the Year this year. Very good winery out of Walla Walla that I'm very excited about. Anyway, so Seahawks clinched the division, beat the Rams, their nemesis, the other day on Thursday Night Football. So yeah, there we go. A lot going on this week. Christmas coming up. Got the tree back there. You can see that. At Susie Key's house. Here we go. 2014 Monte-Auton Garnacha, or as we say in the United States, Grenache, 100%. And it is from the lighting in here is really good. I should say right on the front. I should know where this is from. I'm trying to see Campo de Borja. There it is. You ever notice that Spanish labels aren't always the easiest to read? Almost as tough as Spain. I mean, as France. There you go, Monte-Auton, 10 US bucks. What claim to fame did this get? Wine Enthusiast put it in its top 100 best values for 2016. Now that's pretty good. That's pretty big to say about a $10 wine. And this has been around a long time. I recommend it to a lot of my customers, especially those just breaking into wine, because in my past memory, it's always been a fairly soft wine, but delicious. Soft and delicious, always a good combo if you're getting somebody that doesn't want to be challenged that much when they buy their wine. They just want something they can enjoy. So let's see what we get on the nose. I'm getting cherries, red plums, and a little bit of minerality coming through. Even a little bit of that dried cardboard. Isn't corked, that would be wet cardboard. Difference. If you ever walked into a warehouse full of cereal boxes, you know what I mean? You get that dried cardboard sort of thing going on. A little bit of licorice and tobacco coming through too. Interesting nose. Let's see what we get on the palate. Again, very delicious wine. I would call this a 9 in the delicious category. Really nice white pepper hit on the backside. The cherries and plums definitely come through on, you know, I wouldn't call them polished tannins at all. They're a little chalky. You can feel a little bit of minerality on the backside in this wine, which is very, you know, a lot of us like that. But it's nice when you can get that delicious factor, you get the fruit, and you get the minerality all together. Spain is old world, of course, but a lot of their wines tend to have some new world sort of characteristics to them with the fruit. Especially the ones from Jumilla can be big, almost bombastic sometimes. This wine actually expands on the mid-palate quite a bit. And right at the end, well actually right at the mid-palate, into the finish, you get that licorice tobacco element start coming through. And you get that chalky kind of tannin thing on the backside. lingering. The finish I could call it medium. I wouldn't say it's like a lengthy finish. It's still there, of course, but not with any sort of intensity. Yeah, it fades off a little bit of the finish, but $10, this is a good call. And I still will back what I've done before, and that's recommend this wine for people just breaking into wine that want something that's really good for not a lot of money. This is a really good play. Has that nice white pepper hit on the backside. I'm going to go C plus B minus on this wine. I would have to agree with the enthusiast that it is a very good wine for the money. I don't know where I'd put it in top 100 best values. Depends on how many wines I've tasted and what I've tasted. But this is a very good value, one you should seek out. Really not that hard to find. I think a lot of stores carry Monte Auton. If not, if you're in the Seattle area, greater Seattle area, Bellingham, whatever, it's carried by Elliott Bay Distributing. They have a pretty good Spanish portfolio. Actually, they have an excellent Spanish portfolio. So anyway, $10. C plus B minus, above average wine for sure. Let's move on. 2014, again, Grand Estates, Columbia Crest, Grand Estates, Cabernet Sauvignon. Boy, that took a while to spit that. A lot of us are familiar with the Grand Estate line, Columbia Crest. This goes in for $11.50 a bottle. And shame on Columbia Crest for letting Costco sell it for $6.99. Can you believe that? I actually bought 2 bottles. My boss, Vern, came in and handed me a bottle, said this is at Costco for $6.99. 91 points, Harvey Steinman from the Wine Spectator. That's a big score. And they're letting Costco sell it for $6.99. I think that's ludicrous. I really do. I really do. Don't sell yourself to Costco. Don't let them do that stuff. Come on. First of all, I guess it kind of irks me because I can't even buy it. I can't buy it for my store, the store I work at. I can't buy it for that price. And they're selling it for less than I can buy it for. With a big 91 score on it. It just seems wrong to me. I mean, I'm sorry, but that just seems wrong. Get off that soapbox, right? Let's see what we get on the nose. 91 points. I'm getting a little menthol, like Vicks Vapor Rub. Definitely getting the currants. And a little bit of a tobacco leaf coming through. Actually, I get a little alcohol kick on the nose. Interesting nose. It's certainly a pleasant bouquet, if you want to say that. No, it's really good aromatics on it. Let's see what we get on the palate. Nice concentration of fruit on this one, but it's not over the top. Doesn't get the kind of goopy at all. It stays balanced. I'm getting a lot of currants, chocolate, and vanilla. It's like a currant chocolate vanilla cake, if that makes any sense to you, with just a tiny bit of spice. And I wouldn't call it necessarily white pepper, but it's pretty close. It might be a little bit of clove. The chocolate elements in the currants just flow across the palate. Now I'm getting a little grip action on the backside, which kind of gets us excited because I mean it's not a weak kind of wimpy wine. It's got some stuff going on. This has some complexity. I'm not a big fan of a lot of vanilla, but this has got a lot of vanilla on the backside. Definitely polished tannins that get grippy on the end. You know, I've had this wine a couple of times, and this particular time some different things are coming out to me. I didn't get as much vanilla in the past. Definitely got the chocolate. It's like chocolate covered currants with a little splash of, dipped in vanilla. That's basically what you get here. Tannins are polished, but have attitude at the very finish. 91 points is a big score for this wine, but I'd have to agree it's a very good wine for $11.50 is what you're going to find it for where I work, and probably a lot of other stores on the mainland, except for maybe Costco. I'm going to take one more. Even a little like tarish tobacco. Very interesting wine. Really good cab for the money. I'm gonna have to go B+ on this wine for sure. I think it's very good. I might agree with Harvey Steinman. I don't give points. I think points have gotten kind of carried away. It's getting to the point now, no pun intended, but it really is getting to that level where everything is, they talk about inflated scores, everything is 91, 94, 96, hundreds are being thrown out there like they're, like they're dollar bills. I don't know. I don't know. I just like the grading system because it's very concise, simple. This is well above an average cab, especially for the dollars. I'm going to go B+. All right, let's move on. 2014. Borsal, Tres Picos, Garnacha. Number 39 in Wine Spectator's top 100 wines for 2016. $16. I sell a lot of this wine. I don't necessarily always look at the Wine Spectator points. So I'm not that concerned about how quickly it sells out, but as soon as it made it in that top 100 list, it was gone. At least at the distributor that I get this from. Once again, Elliott Bay. Okay. And this is from, well, let's see, Columbia Crest, Columbia Valley, Washington. I don't know why I'm not saying that. And then this one is Campo di Bora, just like the Monte-Autan. Is that correct? I think so. Yep, same region. All right, let's get this over here. 91 points, number 39. Let's see what we get on the nose. I have not tried this one in a long time. A little bit of tree branch. Get a little bit of vanilla coming through on this one. Definitely a bark component coming through. I'm trying to, no particular, so this happens every once in a while. Not a particular fruit jumps out at you and says, this is strawberry, this is plum, this is blackberry. I'm going to lean a little bit towards a kind of a combination of strawberries and blackberries. Maybe a little bit of plum thrown in there. Actually not super expressive on the nose, which kind of surprises me. Let's see what we get on the palate. Wow. First of all, this has a huge amount of fruit. I mean, it just blasts your palate, but it's got good acidity too, so that's a nice balance. Very, very spicy. I mean, I get all this stuff going on in my mouth, in particular a little bit of black pepper, white pepper, maybe a little bit of I can't put a finger on it. Just very spicy. There's like an iron component, almost like blood. You know, ever cut yourself up? It has that little bit there with some really good strawberry, blackberry components coming through, and that bark almost sounds like, you know, like somebody crumbled up some bark and threw it in there and blended it up into the fruit. That bark component with a little bit of tobacco comes through nicely. This is a very complex wine. I mean, for 16 bucks. I'm just saying. A little high in alcohol. I'm kind of curious about the alcohol content in this. 15%. Yeah, so it's a palate blaster. Sometimes that catches your attention. It might even catch the attention of those who are reviewing it. It definitely wakes up your palate. Little minerality on the back end, which I like. And what I was going to say before I noticed the alcohol was there's a lot of red flower components in here, and you know, a little bit of violet, purple flower, red flower coming through on the palate, and good complexity, smooth tannins, but they have a little bit of attitude. That minerality kind of gives them an edginess to them. Good acidity, good balance. The alcohol is evident in this wine, which some people might consider a flaw, some might not. I don't always use alcohol as a gauge for my wines. I think that's the wrong path to go down. You have to look at how the wine's made. This is a very well made wine, but the alcohol does rear its ugly head a little bit more than perhaps some other wines that I've tasted that are marked at 15%. But it's a pretty damn good wine, I'll tell you that much. The sad part is it made it in the Spectator. Now, you know, everybody bought it up. Well, perhaps you have a store that had a smarter wine steward than me that might have bought a bunch of this. But keep your eyes open if you want a good wine for 16 bucks. Just remember, high octane wine, so it might not be up your alley. But, you know, number 39 in the Wine Spectator's top 100. I don't know if I'd go there, but that doesn't matter. I do a top 40. I'm not going to put this in my top 40 under 20 simply because you can't get it. And I try not to go down that path with that list. I like to give wines that you could probably get your hands on. It probably should be in that list because I'm going to have to go B+ on this one also, along with this one. I'm not going to go A-. I was tempted, but I think the alcohol level coming out in this wine is a little bit of a flaw. Like I said, some of you are going to like it, some of you won't. I like the wine. I think it has good complexity. You know what? I'm going to throw caution to the wind and say B+, A-. I am, because I think it's a pretty well-made wine. It certainly isn't for 16 bucks. It's an excellent value. Now there you go. Not often do I always agree with the critics and the wine magazines and what they write. I mean, I do agree with them many times, and in this case, 100% agreement with what they did. I think they all deserve good press. I think they're all well-made wines, and there you go. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.
Hey, Cat. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I just left the studio. TVI in Harlem. Everybody's here but the police, and they'll be here any minute. It's high time. So catch the song. Here it is.